In this video, I'll guide you through everything you need to know about high ticket dropshipping. We'll cover the entire process step by step from A to Z in the most concise manner. And by the end, you will have a full grasp of how high ticket dropshipping works and be able to decide if this business model is right for you, so you won't waste any of your time or money. Let's get right into it. These are the topics that we are going to cover. We're going to talk about the differences between high ticket dropshipping and traditional dropshipping, how to find US-based suppliers so you can find local suppliers to work with to offer high quality products and also fast shipping, how to set up your business properly, selecting a profitable niche, how to find winning products, as well as how to find customers. So in case you're brand new, let's talk about what is dropshipping. So dropshipping is simply a business model where the sellers don't need to stock any products or hold any inventory. Instead, they forward their customers' orders to a supplier who will ship the products directly to the customers. It's a very popular and common business model. Even big companies like Wayfair, Walmart, and Best Buy uses it. So here are the benefits of dropshipping. It has a low startup cost, so it is beginner friendly. There's no need to hold any inventory, so it is low risk. You also get a wide product selection and location flexibility. So that means you can find many different types of products to sell, and you can work from anywhere. And here we are looking at the dropshipping process. It's a very simple process. First, you set up an online store and you list the products. Then a customer places an order in your store. You forward the order to the supplier who ships it directly to the customer, so you don't need to touch the product. And then the difference between the sell price and the supplier's cost, that will be the cost you pay for the product, that will be a profit. In terms of the different types of dropshipping, there is low ticket and there's high ticket. I would say the low ticket is the old way and high ticket is the new way. Both has the advantage of not needing to hold any inventory, but high ticket dropshipping is more superior because you typically get higher profit margins. You can offer higher quality products because it is coming from local USA suppliers. So next we're going to talk about what makes a good niche. So a good niche will be high in demand and low in competition. And a general guideline to use is that the niche or the main product has more than 30,000 searches monthly. So that will tell you the demand of the niche. And to get the number of search volume for a specific keyword, what we can do is come on over to the Google Keyword Planner. This is what we can use to get the search volume for any keyword. So we can come to click on Discover New Keywords. Let's search for sauna as an example and just click on Get Results. So here you can see the keyword sauna has an average monthly searches of 100,000 to 1 million, so it's a highly searched term. And if you look at the other keywords, like the outdoor sauna, that has a monthly searches of 10,000 to 100,000. Portable sauna could be a good one too. That's from 10,000 to 100,000 of search volume every month. So this is what you could use to find out the search volume for your potential niche or your product. So when you are considering a product to sell, this is the winning product criteria that I would keep in mind of. First of all, I like products that is evergreen, so it is not seasonal, so you can sell it all year round. Secondly, it solves a problem. It has high demand and high perceived value, so it could justify a premium price. It is easy to market, and last but not least, it has a good profit margin. And to get ideas on what niche you can select, what you can do is to browse on large retailers such as Wayfair, Walmart, and Home Depot, just to name a few, and see what expensive items are being sold. So let's come on over to Wayfair and you can see all the different categories that you can browse in. So all these are potential categories that you could go into, and I'm sure that under furniture or outdoor you can find a ton of expensive items. So let's go to outdoor and patio furniture. So let's click on one. So here we are looking at the patio dining sets. So we can come on over to the filters and go to price per item section. So let's do $1,000 minimum. Maximum, we could leave it at that and just search. And then you can see all the expensive furnitures. So these are all potential choices. So this is just one example, and you could do this on any of the large retailers' websites. Another method is that you could search on Google Shopping. So this is great because you can see exactly what's being sold on Google. So let's come on over to Google and search for portable sauna. And let's go to shopping. So under the refined results, we can go to price. And for minimum price, let's put down 1,000 and press go. So these are all the expensive portable saunas that we're looking at. And when we scroll down here and under stores, when we click on see more, these are all the sellers of the different products on this page. And we come all the way down to the brand, click on see more, and these are all the brands of the product. So let's quickly talk about the relationship between brands, distributors, and authorized dealers, because this is really important to know. So when we say brands, they are basically the manufacturers of the product. They create the product. And then there are distributors. They are authorized by brands to resell the product. And then there are authorized dealers. When you become an authorized dealer for a distributor, that grants you access to sell their product. So this is the relationship between the brands, distributors, and authorized dealers. So your focus is to become an authorized dealer for a distributor that has a product that you want to sell. So you can reach out directly to the distributor and ask to speak regarding the dealer program. So next we're going to talk about how to find US suppliers. So the first method is simply to search your product type and dealer program on Google. So let's come on over to Google and let's search for portable sauna dealer program. So this is the example. And then you should be able to see some brands or dealers information. So let's click on this one. So this brand's name is Finleo. So as you can see, become a Finleo dealer. So you can fill out this form and submit your dealer request. So that's a potential one. This is the second one, become a partner, and lighten sauna. So you should be able to find many potential dealers just by using this method. And as a reminder, you want to avoid using platforms like AliExpress or Alibaba, because what we want to do is to find high ticket suppliers that's located in the USA so we can offer customers high quality products and also fast shipping times. And here are the qualities of a good supplier. They have experience with dropshipping, because suppliers who are already working with dropshipping stores are more likely to welcome your business. They have fast responses. This is critical to avoid any possible delays, customer dissatisfaction, or negative reviews. And lastly, they can provide a healthy profit margins. Typically from 20 to 30% would be considered a good margin. And then method number 2 for finding US suppliers is to search in Google Shopping. So let's come back to Google Shopping and search for portable sauna. Come down to price. Let's do 1,000 minimum. Click go. And what you can do is to look on the stores. So you can click on see more. So these are all the different sellers. So obviously you can avoid like the big well-known brands like Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond. These are the ones that you want to avoid. But you can check out the other ones. So those are potential. And what you can do is also come down here and look at the brands. So remember, the brands are the manufacturer of the product. So click on see 17 more. So these are all the brands you could potentially work with. And then here we have a supply outreach template. This is basically a template that you could use to do supply outreach. There's a subject, include the supplier's name, the content, and make sure to include your name and your business's info. And I will link this and all the other resources that we talk about in this video down below in the description. And when you do outreach, you want to make sure that you're speaking to the decision maker. So generally, the person that you want to speak to, it's either the sales director or the marketing director. And if you need additional ways to find supply contact info, you can use either LinkedIn or a website called hunter.io. Those are very useful. And always present yourself in a professional manner. Ideally, use a professional email address that's tied to your business domain, and be ready to provide proof of your business credential upon request. So it's important to set up your business properly from the start. So next we're going to talk about how to set up your business properly. So 4 simple steps: set up an LLC, obtain an EIN, which is your employee identification number, open a business bank account, and obtain seller's permit. For the LLC and the EIN, you can either do it yourself or you could use an LLC formation service. If you choose to do it yourself, you can just Google your state and then LLC formation. It should lead you to your state Secretary of State's website where you can sign up for the LLC. So you would just do the paperwork yourself. What I personally do, which I find it to be a lot easier, is to just use a LLC formation service. And the one that I use is Northwest Registered Agent. I find it to be the easiest option. So here's the website, I'll link it down below. So for $39, you're able to get all of this taken care of for you. So it's a really great service, and they also have a really high reviews. So this is the one that I would recommend if you were to use a formation service. And in terms of the name of the LLC, you don't necessarily need to name it after your store. You can always name it something general and then do like a DBA in the future. So for example, you can do DK Ventures, DK Enterprise, or any general name that you can think of. And once the LLC is formed, you need to open a business bank account. I like to use Novo Bank because they don't have any monthly maintenance fee, there's no transactions limits, and everything can be set up entirely online, so it's super convenient. And then you need to obtain a seller's permit. This could also be called a resale certificate or a sales tax certificate. Depending on your state, they may have a different name. It is basically a state license that allows you to sell items at wholesale or retail. Most suppliers you work with will require this. It also allows you to purchase items from the suppliers for resale without needing to pay any sales tax. The next step is to set up a Shopify store. With the link below, you'll be able to get the best deal being offered by Shopify right now, which is a free trial plus 3 additional months of Shopify for just $1 per month. So it's an amazing deal. So all you need to do is to enter your email address here and click on Start Free Trial. Follow the prompts and then you'll be taken inside to your Shopify dashboard. And if you need a tutorial on how to set up your Shopify store, I will link that for you as well. Next, we're going to talk about some of the important terms that you need to know about in high ticket dropshipping. The first one is MAP, which stands for minimum advertised price. This is the lowest price that you're allowed to advertise the product. It ensures consistent pricing across all dealers and competitors. So the best practice is to always confirm with the suppliers if MAP is being enforced. And remember to always ensure your prices meet or exceed the MAP in order to avoid any penalty. The next one is MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price, and SKU, stock keeping unit. GTIN and UPC, so this stands for Global Trade Item Number. It's a unique identifier for your product that is recognized internationally. They're actually essential for Google Shopping ads because they allow Google to link your product with existing reviews and ratings, boosting your ads visibility and credibility. So what happens is the ads without the barcodes don't display reviews, making them less appealing for the potential buyers. With the barcodes, Google is able to pull and aggregate reviews for the product, even if your website itself has no reviews. So this improves ad performance and organic sales. So what you can do is to ask the supplier for a complete sheet of GTINs or barcodes for all your products. So next we're going to talk about how to find customers to buy from your store. The main method to find customers in high-ticket dropshipping is by running Google Ads. For this business model, Google Ads is much more effective than most other platforms because people who are searching for certain specific keywords have biased intent. So here's a comparison of why Google Ads work better in high-ticket dropshipping. So when we look at the other platforms like Facebook or Instagram, the intent to purchase from the users is basically non-existent. They have no intent to purchase. So when you're advertising on those platforms, you rely solely on impulse buys. Versus Google Ads, the people searching for a specific keywords have intent to purchase. So you're dealing with people who are already searching for your product. So the main ad difference is for the other platforms, you basically pay to run traffic, no matter if anyone clicks on your ad or not. Versus Google Ads, you don't pay anything until someone clicks on your ad. So here's the logic of how Google Ads work. Let's say the average conversion rate is between 1 to 3%, and we'll say 2% on average. That means every 50 clicks, you will get one sale. And let's say the cost per click for running the Google Ads is $1.50, and when you times it by 50 clicks, that will be $75. So every $75, you get one sale. And assuming that if your product is $1,000 and you get a 20% profit margin, and we're just using this number for simple math's sake, so that means your profit margin is $200. So when you take the profit margin and you subtract the cost of the advertising to get the sale, you will end up with $125 of profit per sale. And obviously this is kind of oversimplifying, but it is basically the logic behind how Google Ads work. And I will also link a detailed Google Ads tutorial down below so you can get set up properly as well. So there you have it. That was an overview of the high ticket dropshipping business model. If you find this video helpful, consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.